was a long driveway. Some of you may remember that. Very long driveway that led to the front door of the shelter for the past 25 years. This long driveway had its own history. It's a place where families took their first walk with their newly adopted dog, carried their new kittens home in a carrying case. The long driveway was where many families had their stories begin, their happy tales, spelled T-A-I-L-S, for the wagging tails, and that's what we call it here. Today, this long driveway has a new happy tale, spelled with T-A-L-E, and that's what we built this wonderful building onto the driveway. The shelter would be a place where many more animals can find their forever homes. The new space is not meant to be a place where animals stay with us longer. In fact, it was purposely built as a place where they'd stay for a very short amount of time, because we want them to come in and go out as quickly as possible. So that was our strategy in this little thing. We have much to celebrate today, and we have a few more remarks and many, many special thanks before we cut the ribbon. So bear with me while I express our gratitude to all the people, many of the people here who made this all possible. Thank you all for honoring us with your presence. First of all, I'd like to thank the Alex and Elizabeth Lewitt Charitable Trust, for which the new building is being named, as you can see. I want to welcome Sabino Biondi here. He's a representative of the trust, as well as co-trustees Wendy McColgan, Tom Amlick, and his wife Susan, who are watching us from out of town on live stream. The Lewitt Charitable Trust approached us when we were seeking our initial funding for our renovation about 5 years ago. After we gave them the details of the renovation and the expansion we had dreamed of for many years, the trustees agreed to fund a $1 million gift that allowed us to name this beautiful pet adoption center and anchor our capital campaign. We're grateful to you, Wendy, Tom, Susan, and Zeb, for your support and friendship. Thank you very much. We're also so thankful for the many overwhelmingly generous donors who have supported the project, all of whom will be honored on our donor wall inside here, which you see without names on it at this point. Everybody will have their name there, and many of you, as I look around, are here today. Today we've raised over $4.5 million for this renovation project, and we are so grateful. And we're so grateful that we continue to receive support not only for this work, but for the everyday expenses of emergency veterinary care, rescuing animals in distress locally from our municipalities, and transporting animals from high-kill shelters all over the country to be adopted out to our local citizens here. We thank you very much. In addition to our generous donors, there are many people I'd like to acknowledge here today. First, I'd like to recognize Mayor Norm Bramson of New Rochelle and Chuck Strom, New Rochelle City Manager. Mayor Bramson and City Manager Strom have been advocates, supporters, and friends of the shelter for many years. As you may know, or may not, the City of New Rochelle owns the property and building here and has given us a 40-year lease at a very reasonable rent in return for our funding of this major improvement. Noam, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much, John, and good morning, afternoon. I'm not sure which it is right now, but hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be with you. And as John noted, although this is a facility which is named for and serves the entirety of our region, we're very proud of the special relationship between the City of New Rochelle and the Humane Society. Very proud that it is located physically within our city, and join you in celebrating what is really a very significant moment. And I think we'd all probably agree that the heart and soul of this place is the human and animal element. It is the staff, it is the volunteers, it is all the animals that are in your care. And yet, to have a physical space that befits the importance of the work within it is critical, not just in functional terms, but in terms of lending dignity and joy to all the exciting and important work that each of you do on a daily basis. The last thing I'll say is I think there are few organizations that are more appropriately named than the Humane Society, because what better test of our humanity than the care we provide to all living things, and how wonderful it is that that is rewarded in the love and the joy that you provide to the families that have a chance to adopt pets, and in the opportunity to make those adoptions possible. So thank you for representing and upholding what is best in our community, and congratulations on this great milestone.
Thank you, Noam, and I guess we hope that this beautiful building will add to the luster of New Rochelle and its new awakening. It's becoming a beautiful city. Next, I'd like to offer a very special thanks to New York State Assemblywoman Amy Paul. Invite her to stand. Amy has been a tireless advocate for our shelter, both in her legislative capacity and in her personal commitment of time and interest. She has visited our construction several times, even on socially distant COVID. We are thankful that she has endorsed the shelter for 2 substantial sources of support, totaling $750,000. First, we've received $500,000 from the State of New York's Companion Animal Capital Fund. And because of Amy's efforts, we are scheduled to receive another $250,000 of a special legislative grant. So we owe you a huge thank you.
It's really my honor to be here and to represent such an important institution, because pets are our family. They're, my in-between dogs, was really when I was coming here, and it led me to my second COVID dog, the one that you'll see in all my Zooms climbing around my neck. Because for me, dogless was an unacceptable place to be. I need the companionship, and so I really want to thank you for giving that opportunity to so many people in our region, in our area, and taking care of them in the way that you do. And having this facility will allow you and allow us to reap that benefit, to know that our animals, dogs, cats, are being treated in the most humane way possible. So it's been my honor and pleasure and privilege to be part of this effort, and I will continue to support this organization in whatever way I can for as long as I can. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much, Amy. And we have here also from the County Executive George Latimer. Would you like to say a couple words, George?
Thank you very much, John. I'm honored to be here as County Executive along with County legislators Damon Marr and Catherine Parker, and the experienced Terry Clemens. And as was pointed out by the Mayor, New Rochelle has made a tremendous commitment to this facility, and this facility's benefits are felt not only by New Rochelle, but by Larchmont and Mamaroneck and Rye and right up the line of the coast, which Catherine, myself, and Damon all represent parts of. This is obviously a great moment because it's a physical structure that's beautiful. I walked through it for a few seconds and my mouth is wide open about how great it looks and what it's going to represent as we go forward. But just as Amy was talking about her pets, I have 2 dogs, Biscuit and Brandy. And in the morning, I make sure they get stooled and fed. And I look at them, and before I begin whatever my day is, whatever complications there are for those of us, we all have complicated days. I look at these 2 animals who look up at me and don't understand any of that stuff. They love you because you are you and you are with them and you care for them, and they give you a certain amount of joy, and that kind of joy should be spread to so many other people in this society, and that's what this facility can do. And at the end of the day, when all of our lives are over, whatever we've done, whatever money we've made, accomplished, a nicer house has been, if we had a nice vacation, you're really going to make the assessment over, did you use your time, your energy, your money, your strength during your halcyon years to do something for other people? And did you do something for these animals who are in this world with us, and we could treat cruelly, or we could treat with compassion and love? This is that statement for us as a community, for individuals, that we treat them with compassion and love, because that's who we are as people. That's what we strive to be every day. John, congratulations on a great accomplishment.
Thank you very much, George. Make a little footnote here, not related to George at all, but you smell a certain aroma in the air coming. And when I come in here some days, I say, darn, those dogs. It ain't the dogs, it's our neighbors here doing cow manure or something. So bear with it. Okay, so thank you all for coming and supporting us. We really, really appreciate it. As many of you know, our shelter serves 20 municipalities in Lower Westchester County. And I'm going to read them off, because I always do, because you have to know how widespread we are in alphabetical order. Ardsley, Dobbs Ferry, Eastchester, Elmsford, Greenberg, Harrison, Hartsdale, Hastings, Irvington, Larchmont, Mamaroneck Town, Mamaroneck Village, New Rochelle, Pelham, Pelham Manor, Portchester, Rye, Rybrook, Scarsdale, and Terrytown. We are animal control for all of those lovely towns, and to serve these requires a tremendous amount of coordination and cooperation among us from the community and its citizens, all for the benefit of the animals. So now we're celebrating our beginning of our happy tale. I would be remiss if I didn't share personal thanks for those who made the tale possible through their tireless dedication and personal sacrifice. First, to our building contractors, Lou and Pat Grasso, standing back. Raise your hands. Lou is the grandfather and Pat is the grandson. But Lou, no offense, but Pat did all the work. Actually, Lou was out here with a rock crusher for many months trying to get rid of the hill here. They guided us through this innovation end to end. Oh, and by the way, there was a little pandemic interruption right at the beginning, just after they started. They paused for 3 weeks, I think, and as soon as construction could resume, which we were judged an essential business by the state, the Grassos and their team picked up in double time and completed the project on time and right on budget. So if anyone out there is looking to construct an animal shelter, I have a recommendation for you. So anyway, we're very thankful for their daily presence and oversight. And then there's our brilliant architect, Bob Stanzial. Raise your hand. Bob, there's only one person who could have envisioned that long driveway into anything other than a driveway, let alone this beautiful building, and that was you. In addition, Bob kept the project on track on a weekly basis for the past year and a half. So thank you for all your leadership and vision. Now we'll turn to our own Humane Society. I'd like to thank my fellow board members, most of whom are here, I think. And they're sitting over here. When I read your name, you can raise your hand. Carol Marinaccio is Vice President. Judy Elkin is our Treasurer. Sean Smith, our Secretary. Gretchen Jelinek, who is a brand new board member last month. Diane Heim, who is our oldest board member, I believe. Longest. Want to say a few words? Leanne Bailey, who is Diane Wade, and Dr. Lewis Weiss. also see at least, or I saw before, at least one former, there, Connie Mogul is a former president of the Humane Society about 25 years ago. Yep. What's that? Okay. Our board gives tirelessly of themselves, both in the care of the animals and in working so hard to create a better future for the shelter. The board has also been among the first and significant financial supporters of the capital campaign. So many thanks to each one of you. And there were numerous volunteers who assisted with the planning of the project and kept the shelter running during the construction. I see a couple out there in the crowd, like Mark Litvin, who I saw before. Mark Litvin was on our construction committee and has lots of experience there and was extremely helpful with that. And also, I saw before, Bill Spinelli. He's our hero dog walker. He's been here for I don't know how many years, Bill, but
A lot.
and is here
21.
basically every day of the week walking
21
dogs.
years.
Just a gem, just a gem. And there's one final group of individuals who perhaps need no introduction, but we owe them every bit of thanks and gratitude, and that's our dedicated staff for sprinkling coming up. Dana Rocco, our shelter manager. Tiffany Rivera, who has a cute little thing with her. She's the assistant manager. And they lead a remarkable team every day, each and every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, basically, without fail, who care for the animals who are with us at that time. They rescue and support the animals who are lost or abandoned in our communities, and give medical care and spay-neutering for all our adopted animals. From our veterinary team to our animal medical care team, adoption team, dog and cat care professionals, and reception staff, each member of our staff loves our animals and goes above and beyond to ensure their health and safety at all times. I also want to call a shout out to our development director, Catherine. There she is. She's been very important in raising our $4.5 million, very important, and she also organized this event, for which I'm very grateful. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, we have to honor a board member who is also our manager of finance and administration. She basically ran the expansion project every single day for the last 2 years. Leanne Bealey. This never would have happened if she were not on top of everyone every day and worrying about every detail every night. She was our in-house project manager and owner's rep who kept our architect and our contractors honest. Right, Bob and Lou? So thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts, Nita. We couldn't have done it without you. So that's enough of blah blah, I think. We can get to the business of the day. Catherine, where is this?
We're here. We're here.
There you go.
So, you guys want to come stand up a little bit? You want to circle back around? You can do the line. Yeah, you want to walk around?
Yep.
We also need some of the board members over here too. Before we cut. Board, come on in on the side. We need our board over here. Please over. Staff. That's like my
You gotta get a couple of dogs in the picture.
Maybe you can kneel down.
Okay, I'm gonna count down from 5.
Good job, Dean.
Are we all set here? You got your photo?
Look this way.
Ready? Nope, couple more shots. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, good job, Maya. Good job, Maya. Good job, Maya. Good job.
Maya, it's like a baby. Yes, it's just a baby.